Here before me, I standeth with two of the most amazing cars of all time. I don't know why I'm talking like that. So this is a 1967 Shelby GT500, and this is a 2022 Shelby GT500. What do you think the video is gonna be about today? Stay tuned to find out. It's gonna be really cool.
Hey Vinny, why are the cops here? Oh no.
Hey, so this is back, and I missed it so much. As some of you know, I had 7 of my cars out for sale. A couple have sold, there's a couple more still selling. This is the one I missed the most. This is actually a modern build of a Shelby GT500. This is built by a company called High Tech Legends. This is VIN number 2. It was a secret Shelby project for about 8 years. We did a full review video on this car, so if you haven't watched it yet, go back after this video, watch it. We'll link it either at the end or here or somewhere. This, on the other hand, we have also done a review, and this is also a modern car. So these were actually built in the same year, believe it or not. So today we're gonna show you some of the differences and drive and review both of these cars and tell you what we think the difference and the positives and the negatives and all that stuff between both, which ones we prefer and why. But as Miller and I talked before this video, we actually prefer them both for very different reasons. So is it a full, fair comparison? Not at all. But we thought it'd be fun to do. So if you want to be entertained and you like these cars, stick around because this is really cool. This is something really special too. And we know that is, but this is something really special. And actually, before we get started, we're just gonna show them what's under the hood so they can get an idea of what this is, because if they're not gonna take the time to watch the review video right now, we ought to at least explain this car real quick, don't you think? I think so. Okay, almost 800 horsepower, bat out of hell, modern, amazing, which you've seen plenty of times. This, on the other hand, is also a supercharged 5.0 Coyote motor. So, yeah, gotcha, didn't I? But obviously the build quality, the refinement is amazing with this car. So it drives modern. It is a manual, which is so cool. It puts the power down. The rear tires aren't quite as big, so we put a lot of smoke down the road when we drive this car. It is pretty awesome. Right off the bat, we'll talk about this for a second. The reason there's really no comparison between these two in a lot of ways, let's start with price point. This car is north of $300,000. This car is sub $100,000. So right off the bat, it's really not a fair comparison. Which one would I choose for everyday driving? This. Which one would I choose for cool factor? This. This has massive cool factor too, but not 1967 GT500 cool factor, in my opinion. I mean, this is just such a gorgeous car. I did pick Porsche Carrera White. It's got a little bit of a gray hue, if you can see it, and then the silver tri-stripe. I actually got this idea, maybe we could find an old picture of my R8, but I had a white first gen R8 that had silver side blades, and it was just so classy meets supercar. That's why I went with this color scheme, and I just think on this car it looks phenomenal. But again, kind of like we did with the GT350R, this is a manual and this is an automatic. So right off the bat, there's that comparison. So if I were to choose one, I mean, if I had a daily driver, I'm probably going with this thing, right? And I'm a collector and I just want like show up to car shows. I mean, this takes people's breath away. But yeah, I think enough of the chat. What do you say we just go drive these things? All right, so we're in the 2022. Dang, that truck. He was over in our lane. Oh man, fun times. So we're in the 2022 GT500 now, which we've done multiple reviews with this car. I mean, we've done like inside driving review of this car, the 5 things we love about it the most, right? Mm-hmm. We did this compared to the GT350R. So if you haven't seen our reviews on this car, today we're not trying to make this a review about the inside of this car, but we wanted to drive it first before we drive the old school, modern, awesome of a car, 67 GT500. Yes. Just so that we could get a feel inside the cockpit here and then give you our genuine reactions in the other car. Listen, I daily drive this car, so this GT500, it's a Heritage Edition GT500. I love this darn thing. I mean, dude, I used to daily drive my Huracan, my Performante, my R8. I enjoy this car so much more. I don't know what it is. It just has an overall presence about it. So I have a lot of drive time behind this. That's why we thought it would also be fun to do this video, because it's when you see our reaction to the old school, new school 500, it's way different.
Absolutely.
But also somewhat dailyable.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, if I had to choose between the two just based on practicality, it would be this all day long. The other GT500 though, man, if I could have, I mean, if you can have both, like that is a weekend car to the max. I drove up and put my mom in it and brought her back. She broke her hip about a month ago. So, you know, she had a walker. It was funny. If you guys would have got to see me try to fit this walker in that car, it was hilarious. Hold on, let's get a little.
Holy crap.
Yeah, genuine smile.
Oh, for sure.
This car is badass. And so anyway, so I went up there, I picked her up. On the way up, I definitely put some smoke on the road, but then on the way back, she was like, this is so nice riding in this car. I like this so much. It's so beautiful. You know, like, so it just does everything. That's what I love about it. So again, if you haven't watched those other videos yet, we do a really in-depth review on this car, and go give that a watch. You'll learn all the ins and outs and really our true feeling about this sucker. So go watch those when you have time. But what we kind of wanted to plug while we're in this car is what kind of stuff do you want to see on this channel? Because one thing that we're doing, I mean, honestly, I do this with Miller because we have fun hanging out together, and this is fun shooting these videos. Like, this only shows a real fraction of our lives and what we're doing, and our passion is cars. So that's why we're comparing these two cars today. Now, do you want us to do a GT500 versus Ford GT? Do you want us to do GT4? Do you want us to take our GT40 to Ford and like see if they'll service it? Like what do you want to see? Give us some ideas in the comments. I know I've been getting a lot of questions about or requests for the 05 Ford GT to be out more. So I think we need to get in that car some more.
Absolutely.
I mean, we did Corsa in it, and we did all this footage, and then we kind of summed the trip up, which I think that's why I want to do the GTD video a little differently.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad we bought this, by the way. This is one of my favorite cars of all time. I'm just going to say it. But yeah, go check out some of that content that we have on this car. But now we're going to go jump in the GT500, the 67 version. By the way, we need to take that and this to a car show together.
Yes.
And film it for everybody.
Yeah, the reactions. Yeah.
So anyway,
absolutely.
Here we go. GT500 67. Go.
Hey Vinny, why are the cops here? Oh no. What? The cops are here. Vinny, why did the cops just show up?
Well, we didn't drive the GT40 today, so it can't be for that reason.
Oh gosh.
All right, now we're in the 67, modern 67 Shelby GT500. Built by High Tech Legends. If you haven't seen that video, we did a full review on this car, my business partner's car. Super comfortable car. Incredibly comfortable. Way different feel than the modern GT500.
Way different feel.
Other than the power.
Yep.
The power in this car, in case you haven't watched that other video, so this car is made by High Tech Legends. This is VIN number 2. They've only made 5 cars to date. I think they've got 2 others in production. They're planning on building, I think, about 280. They're only building 1 every other month right now. They're trying to step up production to 2 per month, and that's where it'll land. So this is fit with full independent suspension, both front and rear, and a supercharged 5.0 Coyote motor. Now the new ones that they're building right now, because ours was built before Ford was doing a modern GT500 crate motor. So guess what's going in all these cars?
The actual GT500. The
actual GT500 motor is what they're going to start using in these cars in production going forward. So pretty cool.
That's crazy.
But very comfortable ride. Definitely a weekend meets daily driving situation. I mean, yeah, baby.
That's insane.
It's insane. It's insane. Super controllable. And this has skinny tires compared to that new GT500. The power's there though, isn't it?
It is very much so.
We're about 100 short, 100 horsepower short of the modern GT500. I think we're pushing like 650-ish in this, somewhere in that range. But wow, what a car. What a car. I didn't feel like I was gonna like spin out into a field. Just kept it in a straight line.
It's so crazy because this thing is so old feeling, but it's so new though.
Like the interior, the seats, they feel great, but they tried to stick to the heritage of the original car. So a lot of this, I mean, if you look at the dash and everything, it's very close to original, other than the screen. You feel the tires wanting to come loose on that?
Oh my gosh. This thing has a very large hood though.
This car feels very long.
Yes.
Compared, and I think this and the modern GT500 are actually similar in size. I think the modern GT500 is wider. It feels a lot bigger than it is because of that hood, for sure. This car has way more character, and both in like aesthetics and in the feel when you're driving it, way more character.
Yep.
Way closer to a 1967. And so again, kind of like between the 350R and the modern GT500, way different cars for way different occasions. Let's see if we can smoke the tires a little bit. I get a little nervous on this road sometimes because it's a little rough.
Yep.
But it's fun.
This car is so great.
And when we were driving it in the winter, dude, it's so easy to burn tires down the road too because it's just the road's cold.
And there's no grip.
If you guys are interested in this car, want to learn a little bit more about it, we did a full review on this car, and we did a little we did a little bit of that in the video. It's so great. You can't replicate this
No.
in a modern car.
Absolutely not.
You just can't. It's a totally different experience. All right, well, we just ruined the whole video. What was the point of this video? They're not comparable at all.
Yep. Well,
that sums that up.
Yep.
That was just another fun video. Like I told some, I'm not gonna say it. I told someone in the comments on one of my previous videos, he was asking about stuff, and I said, look, I do YouTube for fun. This is an outlet for me. It's a fun opportunity. I get to hang out with Miller. We get to go do fun stuff. So today's video, while random, thought would be pretty cool just to have some fun and compare two very different generational GT500s. I really hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you have any interest in one of these, I know that I think they still have a couple allocations left for their first run on this car. I don't think they've made it up to VIN number 20 yet. So we'll put a link down below, High Tech Legends. Thank you for making such an awesome car. Shelby, you were involved too. And Shelby, thank you for making the most epic car of all time. I love that thing. My best daily ever. So anyway, stay tuned. We got some really cool stuff. We're going to take the Ford GT to Ford tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah.
And then we had the cops show up for something.
Yeah.
Did we ever finish that in this video? I don't know. I don't know. I guess you'll find out. Anyway, we'll see you later.